Oh, we are live. We are live. Let's get some people rolling in. Let's get some people rolling in. Great game, Andrew. I agree 100%. Absolute belt to ass. We'll get into all that once we get some more people in the live. It's been a minute, guys. Been a minute since I've been in a live stream. I missed you guys. Honestly, bro. Glad to show my ugly mug around here once again. Sounders after Club World Cup is a different team. Bro, Sounders after Club World Cup? I mean, we've been on an absolute crazy run. I think, 10 unbeaten now? Something like 7 or 8. Oh, perfect. Yep, 7 wins, 3 draws, something like 29 or 30 goals. Whew. Yeah, we have been absolutely on one since the Club World Cup. And we'll talk about all that. Ladies and gentlemen, the Seattle Sounders 4, LA Galaxy nada. What a fantastic game, honestly. Like, the fact that we were able to put out a performance like this after what we went through last game, losing Rusnak for probably, I'd assume, like a month. Ryan Kent for possibly the entire season. Sounds like he might come back. Brian did say that he's not out for the season, but for pretty much the final part of the regular season. So to lose 2 key pieces like that, and then to come out tonight and have the performance that we did. Oh my goodness, lads, I'm fired up. I don't know how you can't be fired up at this point, man. This is some of the best ball the Sounders have been playing, and dude, it's probably been years, man. Like I'm thinking like the CCL run is probably the last time we played ball like this. But even then, like during the CCL run in the MLS, we were stinking it up completely, you know. But now it's like no matter what competition we play in, we're smacking teams left and right, scoring goals at will, and it's absolutely entertaining, man. And we see once again tonight that Seattle Sounders next man up mentality. You know, Ryan Kent's down, okay. Alba next down, okay. Cool. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We got guys stepping up left and right. Um, Paul Rothrock, of course, very good game today. You know, as much as I am critical of Paul Rothrock, I can't take away this performance today. He was very good. Obviously, the first goal, he doesn't score it, but you know, creates enough havoc, makes a great run to where it's the defender puts it into his own goal, and then obviously had the fantastic assist to one Danny Musovski who bags a brace, and we'll talk more about that because that's an interesting conversation to get into. But you know, guys like Paul Rothrock stepping up, Musovski stepping up, Pedro de la Vega. I mean, another brilliant game. I mean, obviously he's not going to score, you know, the Cruz Azul banger every single game, right? But even when he's not scoring or assisting, technically not assisting, he's still absolutely changing the game. He's still on a roll. Love to see it. Um, and then it's just an amazing time to be a Sounders fan right now. An amazing time to be to be a Sounders fan right now. Brody, I love the hair and the fit. Yeah, man, I just got out of the shower. I like had nothing to style my hair with. I got the TO fit on, you know what I mean? Got the gold chain and the beater, you know. Got my TO swag on right now. Haven't been in these streets, haven't been in these streams in a fat minute. Well, welcome back, brother. Welcome back. I haven't been in these streams in a fat minute, so you know, I'm glad that you're back the day that I'm back, brother. Hey man, we'll see, right? We'll see. We'll see. I mean, if you guys beat us with the form that we're currently in, fair play, fair play, honestly. But yeah, um, Danny Musovski, that's a big talking point I would like to discuss. 10 goals in 22 games in the MLS this season. He is really, dare I say it, man, he's starting to creep up to the totals that Jordan Morris in his best ever season for the Sounders has had. I mean, Jordan's best season in all MLS competitions, so regular season and playoffs, is 14. Musovski's 4 goals away from that. 4 goals away. And he's got 9, 10 games left of the regular season. And then he's got the playoffs. Depending on how far we go in that, that's another 1, 2, 3, 4 games. It's getting close, and I would like to talk about this because this is not to say that I think Musovski's better than Jordan Morris. I don't think that even a little bit. What it does show you is that strikers, proper strikers, goal scorers can thrive in this team big time. And basically, all I look at this, I don't think of Musovski as a DP level 9. I look at this and say, what could this team be like if we had a prime Raul up top right now? What would this team look like if we had a prime Oba up top right now? Let's not even look at those names. What would this team look like if we had I don't know, Ty Baribo up top, Surridge up top for Nashville? If we had a Petar Musa up top for FC Dallas, what would this team look like if we had a actual, truly class, proper number 9? That's scary to think about, man. It's honestly scary to think about because, I will forever love the Moose for this Linsanity run of a season that he's having. The facts are the facts. Like, if he's not scoring, he is very, very. He is a very tough watch. If he's not scoring, very tough watch. But the fact of the matter is, he is scoring. He's scoring a lot, and yeah, for me, it just begs the question: what would this team look like? What would this team look like if we had an elite number 9? And honestly, dude, like if Morris, I'm not on this channel. I mean, we have Cheyenne, who's very, very much anti-Morris, in terms of he doesn't believe he's the guy. We have J. Ross, who's more like pro Morris. I tend to kind of lie in the middle. I think we can truly go and get an elite guy, but I don't think I think Morris is the best 9 on the roster. Um, so I think even if Morris was healthy this whole season and starting, I think Morris would be breaking his previous goal scoring tally as well. So it's not to say that Musovski is just all of a sudden a better player than Jordan Morris, but man, imagine we had a striker who's a level above both of them. They might have close to 20 goals by now, and that's scary, man. Side note: do you think the Seahawks will make the playoffs? I think it all depends on Sam Darnold. I'm not gonna lie. Well, this is not the channel to talk about the Seahawks, but I think there's a good chance the defense is really good. Sam Darnold, if he plays well, we could make the playoffs. I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna say yes. Rothrock and Glaze wasn't too great in my opinion. I mean, like, here's the thing. So with Paul Rothrock, like, I don't view him in the lens of a game-changing elite winger like a lot of Sounder fans do. I view him as a squad player, a role player. I view him in a similar way to how I viewed him last year. Last year, like, I was like losing my mind when Rothrock would come in and get those goals against the Dynamo or just make a big impact. This year, it's frustrating, even though he's like realistically kind of the same player. That being said, I don't have high expectations of him. So I think today he had a good game by his standards, played a very, very good ball in behind. One that the likes of Rusnak and Ferreira would be proud of, caused a lot of havoc on the first goal. So I think it was a very good Rothrock performance, But again, I'm not expecting him to take over the game. I'm not expecting him to be this elite player, So like, I'll take these performances when I can get them. I will say though, it is funny because like Rothrock, what I noticed by Sounders media, by Sounder fans, is he'll get the praise of this elite winger. He'll get the praise of this elite game changer, but he has the standards of they'll hold him to the standards of a 100K salary squad rotational player. You know, they sing his praises like he's elite, but their standards are on the floor with bro. Like if we had elite standards for Paul Rothrock, if we measured him by what Sounders media and the mainstream Sounder fans think he is, well, he would be very disappointing when you look at his play and the box score, right? But me personally, I know Paul Rothrock's just a rotational guy. So when he can come in and have games like this, I'm absolutely happy with him, 100%. I just don't like when he gets compared to the elite talents that we have on our team because I don't think he's that. He'll beat it, dude. I mean, Masowski actually might beat it, bro. He really might. Like, if you told me this at the start of the season, I'd say shut your mouth. There's no chance. There's a greater chance that Musovski gets cut than him breaking Jordan Morris's scoring record. I say record. Jordan Morris's own personal scoring record. Sorry. I would say Moose had a better chance of getting cut than breaking that, but I mean, it's August 2025, and look where we're at, man. Look where we're at. We don't need Noah Ohio. Yeah. Listen, I'm not going to just be off the whole we don't need a striker thing because I do want a striker of the future. Like, if you guys haven't checked it out already, I made a Sounders summer transfer window targets video. And when those names that I mentioned in that video, I want names like that, right? I do not want a player like Noah Ohio, a raw player with little production who we're spending like all of what, 2.5 million on. You know, he plays similar, like very, very similar to Jordan Morris anyways. So not my cup of tea. So I agree. We don't need Noah Ohio. Shout out Oklahoma Kid for the donation. One of the goats. One of our members on the channel, which if you guys have not seen it already, we do have a YouTube membership program where if you just pay a few bucks a month, every comment that you make gets highlighted. And then we have a video coming out for our members shortly where if you're a member, you can ask us any question, any Sounder related question, any world football related question, any question in general, and we'll turn your questions and comments into a YouTube video for you guys. So if you haven't checked that out already, we would greatly appreciate it if you do so. At the very least, if you haven't already, let's drop a like on the stream. Let's get to 40 likes for the 4-0 win, just like Cheyenne suggested. He got an assist and robbed the goal. Yeah. I mean, listen, Paul Rothrock, good game. Good game. By his standards, good game. Paul Rothrock got bro looking homeless. Bro voice gone from calling him naughty names on the TV. Dude, my voice is gone. My voice has been gone ever since I was at the Sounders 7-0 Cruz Azul game, man. If you guys saw me at that game, man, I was getting up. I was getting rowdy. I was chanting Azul in the faces of the Cruz Azul fans behind me every single time we scored a goal. And my voice is not recovered. I'm also sick. I'm also really sick right now. But I wanted to do a live stream for you guys after this 4-0 win because I haven't been on here in a bit. And you guys deserve some content after a big, big Sounders win. So, Georgie is a bigger difference maker than Rothrock. Argue with the wall. Georgie has more raw ability than Paul Rothrock. Like, that's evident. Absolutely. I mean, first of all, the athletic ability Georgie has compared to Rothrock is like night and day. And Georgie's feet are good, and he's getting better with them. The only issue is Georgie's end product, which he did score a banger of a goal a few games ago. So shout out Georgie. I'm glad to see that if Georgie could just tighten up that end product and just be more consistent on that area, he would be playing so much more. And he should be playing more regardless, but really it's just his consistent end product that's holding him back right now. Jesus Ferreira should never be allowed attacking mid again. Let's talk about Jesus Ferreira. I think what this game showed, which I mean, it's kind of been shown in any game he's been the 10 or the 9, basically any of the main attackers. Um, he is at his best when he's not that. When he's the main, having to be the main creator on the field, when he's having to be the main finisher on the field, when he's having to be the pretty much the focal point of the team. He does not play well. He plays very, very well when he's the secondary and you have your Rusnak at your 10, Pedro on the left. Like he plays a lot better when he could just be like a supporting attacker guy because he's got good vision. Sometimes he does slow the game down too much, but I'd argue like when he's in the team with like Rusnak and Pedro Kent, whoever, um, he's really good at picking out passes quickly and switching play and just basically being like the assist to the assist and basically just starting a chain of a very good attack. I think he's good at being that guy. He's not good at being the guy, and I think that's proven today. It's proven every single time he's had to be the 9. Um, yeah, Ferrer goes from stinker to masterclass to ghosting for 2 games and repeat. I think, honestly, like post Club World Cup, I thought Ferreira's been good. I thought he's been good. Um, the only issue I have with him is just his fucking ball striking, and it's a really bad issue. It's a really bad issue. Today though, he was on all ends terrible. Like he could, like it was just seeing him try to control a ball was tough, and he was missing passes left and right. Like he was picking out good passes. He's got great vision, but was not executing. And of course, Christian plays the ball to Pedro. Pedro with a nice slip ball into what should have been an assist, but Ferreira misses it. Thankfully, falls back to Masowski, and we get the goal anyways. But not a good game for Ferreira, and we just need to kind of just hold on until we can get everybody back. If we can just make it so that we're not going into the playoffs uh, with Ferreira at the 10. Like I'll be happy with that. I mean, you've seen today what we've done with Ferreira at the 10 playing poor, and a lot of like Rothrock playing and just coming off of a short week as well. Like the circumstances were not good away from home as well. The circumstances were not good, and we pulled out this result. So I'm just excited to see what happens when we get the gang back together, and hopefully Ferreira can kind of just hold his own until then. So Pat, I knew we were gonna win, so I just watched half and called it a day. Um, I'm gonna say yeah, bro. I'm gonna say yes. The only reason why is because, bro, I'm sure you have just been there with me, with Sean, with the chat, with everybody, watching the Sounders' lack of offense for the last few years. So we're in a point where we're just backing goals for fun, dude. We gotta enjoy it. We gotta enjoy it while it lasts. You know what I mean? Like, so I think you gotta start sticking around for the full 90. Who knows when this run is gonna come to an end. Great thumbnail. Shout out to the GOAT, Cheyenne. The big boss man couldn't make it today, but shout out Cheyenne for sure. De La Vega should be tried out at Cam. Like, this is an opinion that I've had, and it was also mentioned on the broadcast today, actually. De La Vega would be really good playing that Nico Ladero role, just kind of being the ability to roam wherever, pick up the ball, and just dictate play. He could be really good in that area. I think he would need a bit more time. He would need consistent minutes in that area to grow. The only problem is he's looked so good out wide that do you really want to do you really want to change things up right now? That's kind of my only thing. Obviously, you know, you don't like to have to rely on Ferreira to be your 10, right? But here's the thing, like with the way the squad with the can't talk with the way the squad is right now, the injuries that we have, if we move De La Vega to the 10, then Ferreira's gonna get minutes time elsewhere. So either way, you're gonna have to deal with Ferreira, I guess. So but I'm not opposed to this. I would actually like to see him at the 10 too. It's just I don't think we should do it right now. Considering how well he's playing, I really want to keep that De La Vega train going. I think Brian hates Georgiano why he played Kalani. Well, I mean, that sub was more like, hey, it's 3-0. Like, let's just kind of. I mean, Kalani, by the way, Kalani's not he's not a natural defender like he. Um, I think in college and some other teams he played on before the Sounders, he was like a midfielder, attacking mid or outside mid. So like he can play where for Ferreira and Rothrock plays and be fine. It was a defensive sub, which you know obviously I would want to see Georgie earlier in the game, especially after that performance and that goal. I wanted to see him. I made that tweet on Twitter. I like wish he got a big run today, but I was fine with Kalani coming in as a defensive substitution for sure. Pedro should have been the cam, but if you think Jesus played, then I get a 4.5 out of 5. That was weird. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what app has that rating, but like FootMob had Jesus Ferreira at like an 8.2. And listen, I'm like more on the Ferreira's good side than like anybody. And even today, like he did not play at that level, and it's like it shows that those ratings can sometimes be a bit goofy. I think FootMob can be valid sometimes. Like there's games where a player I've noticed doesn't score or assist, but they have a high FootMob rating, and I'm like, you know what? Like that's deserved. Today there was a question mark, and I think it's just because Ferreira got in a lot of dangerous positions, and he's good at that. He's good at FC Dallas. He was good with it on the USMNT. He's good at getting himself in great spots. He's a smart player. Okay, that's the one thing you can't take away from him. He's got great game IQ, the ability to find where he needs to be, pick his head up and find passes, make good runs. Like he's got that. But it doesn't matter if you're getting yourself in those positions if you're not capitalizing, right? So that's why I don't think he should be at an 8.2. I think he should have been much lower. And 4.5 out of 5, maybe at best, maybe a 3. But even then, that feels generous. Yeah, dude. You know what? Everything about Yamar is a delight to see, man. Yamar's just. I mean, we need to start having a dialogue. I love Chad Marshall as much as the next guy. We all love Chad Marshall, but like peak for peak at when it comes to playing for the Sounders, peak for peak. I'm just saying it's not as clear cut as you guys might think. Like Yamar really does peak for peak have a case to be like on the level of Chad Marshall, if not even better. In my opinion. That might be a hot take, might be a crazy take. But that's how much I rate Yamar, man. What an absolute freaking beast. Like anyone going against Yamar in the MLS, like he's got that. I don't know if you guys play 2K. They have badges for your guys, and it gives them like abilities, right? There's a badge called Intimidator. Basically, it just makes the opponent like scared, makes them get anxiety, makes them intimidated, and it like messes with their shots and all that stuff. Yamar's got that. He's got Hall of Fame Intimidator, man. Being a forward going up against that guy, his freak athleticism, like his strength, his aerial ability, like you're just like, what the? How do I beat this guy? How do I fucking beat this guy, man? That's what I'd be thinking if I'm a striker going against him. But yeah, he needs to work on his defensive game if he's going to play the 10. Nico is low key a good defender for us with his work rate. The thing is, I think De La Vega has sneaky defensive work rate. I think he does. Like, there's been multiple times this season where De La Vega's like straight up saved a goal from tracking back deep, deep, deep. And even today, I thought he was all right. He doesn't have the gas tank of Nico. I mean, very few people have the gas tank of Nico. Really, like the only players I've seen with that level of gas tank is Christian. To be honest with you, maybe I'm missing somebody else, but like, yeah, he would need to have that level of work rate consistently. I 100% agree with that. Thomas looking like money. Thank you again, Oklahoma kid. Shout out the GOAT, Oklahoma kid. Dude, Thomas, like, here's the thing about Thomas. Last year, I wasn't sold. I wasn't sold on him. I know he had like the great rah-rah moments where, he saved the PK and then scored. But I thought there was a lot of goals he let in where I'm like, you shouldn't be letting those in, man. But this year, like, I think he's gotten even better. I think he's gotten much better this year. And like, if this is the Thomas that we get, I'm ready to have him start to take over that number one role. Not to say that Fry's like, I mean, Fry's still playing good ball, and Fry will still likely be the number one. But it's really good to know that Thomas is getting better and better and better, so that whenever Fry decides to call it a day, we got Thomas to take over and just keep that level. Do you think Fry will be the starter come playoff time? I mean, dude, it just really depends. If Thomas keeps playing the way he's playing, it's tough to take him out. I think it'll be a situation just like any other with Brian. As soon as Thomas has like a really bad game, I think Fry comes right back in. But if Thomas keeps playing like this, bro, I could see a world where like he kind of just rolls into the playoffs as the starter. Honestly, if Jackson Reagan wasn't from Seattle, he'd be playing with Ballard and working a 9 to 5 for a living. If Jackson Reagan didn't have elite ball playing, yeah, he'd be playing Sunday League. I agree with that actually, dude. Jackson Reagan, I mean, like the dude's got negative athleticism, but his ball playing is absolutely fantastic. But he's had a lot of shaky moments where like if you go back and just watch, I don't know if MLS even has this at all, but like all 22. If you could go back and just like watch the film, you'd see a lot of sneaky Reagan mistakes that are like, woo, lucky we didn't get punished for those. But yeah, Schmetz shouted at Yamar in the dude. He always, that's what I love about Schmetzy. Like he'll always be like, Yamar had a beast of a game. Yamar's a tank. I'm glad that Brian loves Yamar so much, and with Rusnak having the season he's having, with the Pedro de la Vega takeover, with the Musowski Linsani run, with the double pivot of Dreams, Obed Vargas, Christian Roldan, controlling games left and right. I'm glad that Brian's the one that goes, look at 28, absolute beast. Absolute beast. What are you guys thinking about? What are you guys thinking about playoffs, man? I, before the season, was in the belief of this team won't win MLS Cup without a striker, without an elite number 9. But with how good everybody else is playing, with the intensity that we've been playing at, it feels like Club World Cup did wonders for us, man. Club World Cup really just it showed us that we can play not necessarily at their level, but not like completely out of place, you know. It really showed. It gave confidence to a lot of guys. I think Christian Roldan's playing the best friggin' ball of his career. Granted, going into Club World Cup, he was already phenomenal, but like that did wonders for him. Did wonders for Obed Vargas. Like I think as a whole, it just did wonders for the team. And I'm of the opinion now that this team could win MLS Cup. We could win MLS Cup, assuming everyone comes back and we're healthy. I think this team is freaking dynamite right now, and like, dude, it's crazy to say because like going into the season, I was completely valid. It was an opinion I had that like this team is not ready to win MLS Cup. It's not ready. I mean, looking at the LAFC win, like that was a bit of shit house to even win that game. We didn't look great. Rusnak completely underperformed. It's just the entirety of the playoffs. And I'm like, if with him as the 10, with Morris at the 9, I don't know if the team around is enough. The team around them is enough to get it done. But with Pedro de la Vega breaking out how he is, with another year of Obed Vargas' development, with Christian Roldan taking another leap at age 30, looking like one of the best midfielders in the MLS, with Ryan Kent when he decides to play, you know, actually play soccer and be aggressive, with Musovski scoring the way he's scoring, like, bro, it's not crazy to say that the Sounders could win MLS Cup. Don't take my lunch money, Brody. Hey, what do you think, Will? Big man Will, shout out MLS Moves. If you guys haven't subbed to MLS Moves already, make sure you do that. He's been popping off recently on YouTube. You guys need to check out his content. But I'm curious, Will, if you're still in the chat, I'm curious. Does this Sounders team, do you think this Sounders team has what it takes to make a run in the playoffs? Do you think this team could make a sneaky run? I'm curious. I'm curious to hear what you have to say about that. This team ain't winning MLS Cup unless they buy a quality striker. I mean, I still think it's likely that we won't win MLS Cup, especially with the competition on the East. I mean, you got Inter Miami, of course, when they're healthy. Cincy, like I think it'd be a tough ass to beat either of those teams, but I don't think it's not impossible. I see the vision. You know, if we can make it to the final and get lucky and maybe host it, like I see a world where we could win MLS Cup. I wouldn't say we're favorites when when you consider all things. I wouldn't say that we're favorites right now, but I think like if you're betting a dark horse, listen, if you guys are don't gamble, kids, but if you are, I'm just saying, low key dark horse potentially. You know, the odds have probably gone up a lot more in the last month or so, but we'll see. Just go to DraftKings. Don't do this, but go to DraftKings. Take a look at the odds. Man, Sounders, MLS Cup. Maybe it's like plus 700, 800. Oh fuck it all. It is, dude. I was telling Chad I got the Tio outfit going on. Gold chain, black beater. It's a fit, bro. It's a look. It's a look. Hottest team in MLS at the moment. I mean, that's just facts. Straight from the man's mouth. MLS Moves, who's like a big time Sounders realist, you know, when the mass media is saying, oh, Sounders are this, Sounders are cooking, you have bad taste, blah, 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 which is still kind of crazy, by the way. But, you know, in the face of a bunch of delusion, you know, he's the guy that kind of keeps it real, right? And even he's saying hottest team in MLS at the moment, which is facts. Or from Sean, but not you yet. Do you believe that we will win Leagues Cup? I'm starting to believe it. Yeah, I will say though, if I had to, gun to my head, are the Sounders going to win Leagues Cup? I would say no, because not this round's matchup. If we even get by them, but next round, I believe we get either Inter Miami or Tigres, and that's going to be a tough ask either way. So, I mean, we got to win another 3 games in a row to make that happen. So I'd say gun in my head, I don't think we will, but I wouldn't say that we're complete. I wouldn't say that we're hopeless. I'd say that we have as good a chance as anybody to make a run in that tournament. So. Bro, what a freaking night. What a freaking night. Chat's popping. Sounders are popping. It's a good time to be a Sounders fan. I don't know about you guys. I haven't had this much fun being a Sounders fan. I mean, and God knows how long since we won CCL. No, that was over 3 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't had as much fun being a fan as I have been having now. Morris and Moose starting at this point. I mean, it's Moose. It's Moose. First of all, Jordan just has to get healthy. First of all, right? I mean, but when Morris does come back, I don't think it's just guaranteed. Well, here's the thing: it probably will be. I mean, we all know Brian Schmetzer, right? But in my opinion, if I'm coaching the squad, Jordan's not just getting the spot back. You know, it would have to take good performances off the bench. Musovski would have to slow down, and then we would make that transition. Musovski is on track to break Morris's sensational best single season scoring season. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it, Sean, at the very beginning, one of the first topics. But it is crazy that the Moose might make this happen. He just might, and I'm rooting for it, man. I'm rooting for the Moose. He does frustrate me like hell sometimes. He really does. But seeing Moose have this kind of a season after like thinking dude was complete dust, I'm rooting for him, man. He's fully turned me like 100% around. Pause. Wait. Okay. Pause. All right. He's made a fan out of me. Is what I'm saying. Okay. Fucking hell. Help, Rudy. I like the show. Yeah. If you guys haven't thrown a thumbs up on the stream, make sure to do it now. I don't know if you can tell by my shitty ass voice, but I am sick. So if you guys could throw a big old thumbs up on the live stream, that would make me feel much better. That would work better than alcohol or medicine. If we go to next round, we get Galaxy or Pachuca. Really? I haven't looked. I haven't actually looked at the bracket. I would just say, I mean, regardless of where we play, Tigres or Miami, if we run into either one of those guys, I think it's a tough ask to beat them, but I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's impossible. Either of these teams, I like our odds. I mean, clearly, I like our odds against either, especially the Galaxy. But I think it's not. I think it's not out of the realm of possibility. I think Musovski needs to start even after Jordan gets better. Agreed. Agreed. It would really have to be like I would need to see like 3 or 4 games of Musovski being like not just Musovski, by the way, but D-Row. I would have to see multiple games of Musovski and D-Row being ineffective completely to make Morris get his entire role back. Okay, Tigres and Miami will be fun. Okay. Thank you guys for correcting me on that, but I think we could make it to a final. I think we have a great path to make it to the final if that's the case. Winning the final could be tough, will be tough, but given that it would only be either of these teams, if we make it to the final, I like our odds of getting there 100%. Nuhu getting his automatic position back. Listen, bro, like I've been on there's a time not too long ago where I didn't even want to say Nuhu's name. That's how much he was frustrating me. But I will say, ever since Nuhu's come back, like shout out Nuhu, he's looked like he's turned a completely new leaf, in my opinion. Um, he's starting to remind me of Nuhu of old. You know what I mean? And I hope it's not just a moment. I hope it's not just like Nuhu, like okay, I got my spot back now, and then I can down the line be an idiot again. But if Nuhu keeps playing like this and looks like Nuhu of old, like happy to keep starting my left back. It was really just when he was being a crash out, not performing defensively. That's when I was kind of like, okay, man, this is yeah. But Nuhu now, he's turning around, and I'm happy. I'm happy. I mean, it's not like, listen, we all have our criticisms of players. We all have our praises of players. I think we can all agree we want the best for our guys. It's not like I'm wanting Nuhu to fail. I want Nuhu to be phenomenal. I want him to have his head in the right place, and I want him to be the fan favorite that he is. So seeing him perform like this, it's awesome. It's awesome. How do you think Pedro did tonight? Pedro was very, very good. Very good. Unlucky to not get the credit for the assist. I mean, phenomenal ball into Paul Rothrock on that first goal. And then also had a nice slip ball into Ferreira, who should have scored, did not score. Ultimately, Musovski puts it away. But I thought Ferreira was good. I mean, listen, man, a guy like that, he's going to have moments in the game where, I mean, there was a moment where the ball comes across and he hits it first time outside the box, and you're like, maybe you should have taken a touch and done something else. But, I would rather him be confident and try stuff like that and try taking people on and trying to change the game, hitting passes that players don't see, hitting passes that players might see but not have the confidence to make. I want him playing like that, even if it means some games it looks like he's lost the plot. Because more often than not, a player with his quality is going to turn it into something great, and he did it again tonight, and he's been doing it for the last month. So shout out Pepo, shout out De La Vega, and he's the guy right now. He's the guy right now, and I'm happy. And by the way, I haven't been on live in a while, but I remember after I tuned in a bit to the Cruz Azul live stream, and some of the people in chat were kind of slandering me, saying like, "Oh, De La Vega played well," as if I was like a guy who talks shit on De La Vega. I'm like, bro, what? Out of everyone in RGTV, I am like by far the biggest De La Vega defender. Like, bro, we talked about it a bit, but me and J Ross argued for like an hour straight, and I was actually getting passionate as hell, man. I was like low key getting pissed. We argued about it for an hour. It was Rothrock versus De La Vega. I'm not gonna talk about the whole argument. We'd be here for fucking ever, but I was backing bro so hard, and I've always backed him. I've always backed De La Vega. The only thing I said is like, hey, if a $5-6 million offer comes in, if his confidence is shot, if Brian doesn't rate him anymore, like it's just best maybe for everyone involved to sell him. If that's how it was going to continue, if Pedro was just never going to be back in the squad. If his confidence was shot, it'd be better for him to get a fresh start. Be better for us to not have a DP on the bench. So I mean, at that point, like it's like, what do you want to do? I can rate. It's not like I didn't rate De La Vega anymore at that point. I still believed in his talent. To me, he was. If he didn't turn around, he would just be the biggest what if in Sounders history. He wouldn't be a straight bust because I've seen flashes. I've seen what I've seen. I've seen the flashes. I've seen the talent, and it's never been a talent issue with De La Vega. And man, like I bought this dude's jersey 10 minutes after he signed, bro. Like the hate I was getting on that stream was crazy, man. But whatever. It's over with now. But yeah, exactly, bro. I just all right, man. Whatever. You guys know how much I defend Ryan Kent, but imagine I say something like, "Oh, Ryan Kent, the club will decline his option," and then they'll be like, "Oh, you fucking hate Ryan Kent now." Like, dude, watch our content, and you'll see how much I defend these guys, bro. Especially De La Vega. Like, God, when people were comparing Rothrock and De La Vega just as a player, like who's a better player, that like I defended this dude with my life, man. Which is kind of crazy. He doesn't even know I exist, right? Kind of crazy, low key. But anyways, I remember defending Moose a while back. Shout out to Alex, bro, because there was a point in time where I was like, Musovski needs to go, and clearly, I'm glad he stayed. Right, he's putting in goals for fun right now. I will say I don't rate him. I don't think he's a premier striker in the MLS, obviously, but to see where he's come from to where he is now, at least being able to put the ball in the back of the damn net, I am incredibly happy that he's on this team. All right, let's do a few more. I forgot to put this. I'm sorry, Oklahoma kid. I forgot to put this one up. My bad, man. Most overrated sounder of all time, Jordan Morris. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. He is in contention for that. You have to whisper that. You have to whisper because if you say it loudly, everyone will hate you and they think that you want him to die. Even though it's not that. I actually really like Jordan Morris. Maybe he's just not an elite striker, an elite player like people suggest him to be. But I'm gonna whisper it because I don't want to say it out loud and have people think that I'm calling for a Jordan Morris fucking SWAT of his house or some shit. Like I swear, man, if you have any criticism of any player on this team that's either from Seattle or just left by the mainstream media, like you say one bad thing about him, raps, dude. You got dudes just coming for your head left and right. Pause. Do you think Rui Diaz would be doing better? Dude, Rui Diaz in his peak. Rui Diaz in his peak right now, if he was staying healthy, would have 20 goals right now. He would have double the goals Musovski has, and that's not a slight on Musovski. That's just a tell on how great Raul Rui Diaz was. But yeah, Raul would be doing better. I'm absolutely confident in saying that. De Rosario got to start more, in my opinion. Bro's a beast. I remember when you're hyping him up. Dude, like, D-Ro, the first time I brought him up was his debut. Played 6 minutes against St. Louis, skied a sitter inside the box, actually. And I said on the live, I was like, I know he skied something below key. Like, I like this guy. I like De Rosario. Like, his touches in that game were clean. His hold-up play was clean. His movement was really good to even get in that position. I saw from those 6 minutes, I'm like, there's a guy here. I would like to see him get more opportunity, and he's really starting to take advantage of it. And I want to see more D-Ro. And I know it's hard with the way Musovski's playing right now to not start him, but I would really love to see what Dayro can do with just consistent starts. I mean, when Dayro is playing more than 45 minutes, dude, he's scoring. He's scoring. If he's not scoring, he's impacting the game in a good way. I think De Rosario is actually a better player overall than Musovski. I think Musovski is a better finisher. And this team needs goals, so he's going to start. But I would love to see Dayro get more starts, and I do think he is the better player out of the two. Imagine a scenario where JMO doesn't tear his knee ligaments while he's on loan at Swansea. I mean, dude, here's the thing about Jordan Morris, right? What I loved about him is he's not the most technical guy at all, but Jordan Morris with good knees, talking 2019, 2020, that dude could freaking fly. His athletic ability was phenomenal. And it's not like he was a complete potato with the ball. I mean, look at the goal against San Jose, for example. Gets it on the touchline on the outside. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it was, I think, COVID year. Gets the ball on the outside and runs like a total of 50 yards with the ball at his feet and scores. So it's not like Jordan Morris was ever completely incapable with his feet. His technical ability is not up there with Oba at all or Raul at all, obviously, but it's not like he was a complete can. He's got better technical ability than Musovski, for crying out loud. But when Jordan Morris had healthy knees, when he was just flying back in the day, dude, Jordan Morris was fantastic. He really was. I mean, he was never going to get the credit because he doesn't play the prettiest brand of soccer. He's not like a De La Vega who's going to shake and bake and glide people and make people miss and put them on highlight reels, but he was so effective. He was so effective. And if Jordan Morris never tore his ACL, if he could just stay healthy, man, he'd be bagging in goals for fun too in the squad right now. 100%. His technical ability has dropped off significantly since he got moved to striker. Yeah, I would say it has a little bit. And then when you consider the ACL, the second ACL tear, I don't think he ever really had crazy technical ability. I mean, his go-to move on the wing was just like run at the guy and then run down the line, cross it with his left, and it works not because he's technical, but because of how fast he is, right? So he's never been the most technical guy, but I would agree it's his ability has dropped off a bit, but I think he's just gotten better as a striker. I think his striker movement's a lot better compared to when he was a rookie. So, there's some takeaways, but there's some pros out of that. Hebert would have 7 goals. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. Dude, Hebert in 2023, you put that Hebert in this squad now, like I think bro would have, yeah, I agree. Honestly, I agree. I think just like being any sort of striker in this team, as long as you're not the worst player ever, like you would have a lot of goals, honestly. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to call it a night. It's been an awesome live stream. Thank you guys so much. Honestly, I love doing this. I love talking to you guys. I love our chat, our subscribers. You guys are the best. You guys are absolutely goated. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the win tonight. I'm glad we're all just enjoying Sounder ball at the moment. We deserve this. We all deserve to watch the Sounders team put on vintage performance after vintage performance after what we've seen offensively the last few years. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, throw a thumbs up on the live stream. That would help us out greatly. If you haven't already subscribed, I'd appreciate you doing so. And if you haven't checked out our YouTube membership, I would appreciate that as well. Other than that, that's not going to happen. You guys had your chance. You had your chance. I know Musovski's been killing it right now, but Musovski didn't show up when it mattered most. Okay? So there will not be oiling up. I'm sorry. That was a one-time offer. Sleep tight. Hope all of you guys have a good night's sleep. Get ready for the week tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's late on a Sunday, so it means a lot that you guys have tuned in so late. And I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a very great night.